Lauren Boebert's life is just filled with problems. And if she wasn't such a horrible person, it would be very easy to feel bad for her. But because she's a horrible human being, I have no sympathy for her at all with what's happening in her personal life, what's happening in her political life. But a new report based on the first quarter of fundraising for politicians that, of course, everybody had to submit, Lauren Boebert's doing really bad in her race for re-election. And as we all know, of course, Lauren Boebert is in a new district now. She's in a very tough primary race. They've already selected somebody to succeed Ken Buck, as the guy on the ballot to finish off that term. That guy is also running in the primary, so he now has a leg up to win the primary and win the seat. So things are bad for Boebert. But according to her recent fundraising numbers, things are much worse than we had previously thought. Because ever since that groping incident late last September, Boebert's quarterly fundraising has fallen and fallen. Here's what happened. The first 3 months of this year, Lauren Boebert only raised $460,000. Prior to that, in the quarter before that, so October through December of last year, which happened right after the groping incident at Beetlejuice, she only raised, $540,000. So she's barely raised $1 million in 6 months. Now, that seems like a lot of money, right? You're just running for a little house seat. But again, you've got a tough primary. You got to spend a lot of money, not to mention the fact that that's about half of what you're used to. Typically, in any given quarter, based on her past fundraising, Lauren Boebert would raise between $800,000 and $1 million. So the fact that you've only raised $1 million in 6 months, whereas you used to raise about $1 million every 2 or 3 months, yeah, things are bad for her. But it goes beyond the cash on hand. Because I think a lot of people, when we talk about these fundraising numbers, they only look at it in terms of dollars and cents. Where it gets even worse is where the money's coming from. Because a lot of the money is not coming from Colorado. Some of the biggest donations, in fact, the biggest donations she got, which were still only like $3,000 or $4,000 a piece, she got a couple $1,000s from George Santos before he was expelled. So, yeah, I mean, he can't vote for you. She's getting money from Arizona. She's getting money from Nevada. She's getting money from Florida. And all those people sending her money, they can't vote for her. So that money may help run a few more ads, even though it's so small she can't even afford an ad with it. But the people giving it to you are not the ones that are able to vote for you. That's why I really hate when people talk about, oh, this candidate's doing so well. Look, they raised like $10 million to take on Ted Cruz. Okay, but where's it coming from? It's coming from people who can't vote for that person. So let's chill out about that. But what this shows us is that, yeah, Lauren Boebert is still raising, meager money, but enough to squeak by. But the fact that the money is dropped and a lot of it is coming from out of state shows us that the people in her district, the ones who can vote for her, don't want to give her money. And that's the biggest point. Once you distill it down and go through all these, little rabbit holes, that's the main point. The people that can actually vote for her, the people that could support her, are not doing it. So not only is she suffering in the fundraising department, but that is also proof that people do not want to give her anything, and they're less likely to vote for her because of that. So that's the big takeaway from this. It's not just that she has so little money. It's that the people in her district don't trust her enough to give her anything. And that's what's going to hurt her in this upcoming election.